Thank you all so much for coming out here. I hope you're as excited to be here as I am.
Hell yeah!
It is an exciting time to be a part of libertarian politics in Nevada. And hopefully it's an exciting time to be a part of libertarian politics nationally. Nevada is the only state in the country to have a libertarian state assemblyman. And John Moore is a personal friend of mine. He's the best assemblyman in the state, best assemblyman in the country, and the only libertarian assemblyman in the country. I'm proud to call myself him a friend of mine. I'm proud to live in his district and be a constituent of his. And I'm proud to be working for the Libertarian Party of Nevada, and a member of the same party as him. So without any further ado, I'd like to introduce the only libertarian state assemblyman in the country, John Moore.
All right, thank you guys. Thank you all for being out here tonight, for coming out and supporting all of us tonight. When I decided to make the move over to the Libertarian Party, it wasn't an easy choice for me, moving over from the GOP side. But the more that I realized that I didn't really fit 100% within the GOP, I realized that making that move was the logical decision and a logical choice for me. Brett Pojunis, a longtime friend of mine, I worked with him during the legislative session. He and I met. We just seemed to hit it off all really well together, along with Jason Weinman. We worked together on some bills during the session. And when he first approached me about moving over, hey John, would you ever consider moving over to the Libertarian Party, because you seem to vote both directions. You seem to go with the people more than with the party line, if you will. And so I gave it some thought, and the more that I looked at things, I realized that I finally kind of found a home where I could be more myself without being told, if you will, that I have to vote a certain way because of the party line. And so I made the move, and I'm really proud, really happy that I did. I look forward to my re-election here coming up in November. We've worked really hard up to this point. We're going to continue to work even harder to make sure that that happens, because I know it's so important for the Libertarian Party as well as for the state of Nevada that I'm back up there. If I'm not there, then we don't have a voice. And I can assure you that my first priorities have always been and always will be, even though it's put me at odds sometimes with some folks, is I'm always with the people, because that's who I am. I get up every morning just like everybody else. I don't have some trust fund or some big endowment. I have to work and scrap around to just put food on the table. So that sometimes is a challenge, so I understand what folks go through on a daily basis. So that's where my thoughts are all the time, and that's who I continue to fight for and always will. I appreciate it, and I appreciate all your support. Thank you very much.
All right, so I'm so excited about that race, guys. If you go to reelectjohn.com, that's our campaign website. If you go to reelectjohn.com/donate, then you can be a part of his campaign. You could also, take the voter pledge, find out about his issues, find out about, about John and the campaign and that kind of thing. Reelectjohn.com, check it out. And next, we've got some other big announcements coming up, and I want to introduce from American Dream Presents, the site coordinator, Jason Lundgren.
Thank you, Jason, for the introduction. First of all, I'd like to thank you all for coming out this evening. Thank everybody for being in attendance. We'd like to thank the staff and management here at Saute for hosting this event tonight. We'd also like American Dreams to recognize the Libertarian Party of the state of Nevada and Brett Pojunis, the chairman, for collaborating with us for our event on May 27th in Orlando, Florida. As well, we'd like to thank the co-promoter Ralph Faulkner with My Inner Circle Incorp. ADP would like to also thank Gigi Ullman with Leroy Layman Gallery.com for sponsoring this announcement tonight. As well, a special thank you to Wade Miller with the California Veterans Home Loan Center. And the reason that we're all gathered here this evening is to announce the return of two boxing stars of the boxing world. On May 27, 2016, at the Orange County Convention Center in Orlando, Florida, we'll have a double main event with a special attraction. This will be a 6-bout fight card featuring, in the special attraction will be Roy Jones Jr. protege from Cleveland, Ohio, a cruiserweight contender Omari Braxton. Omari brings to us an undefeated record of 4 wins and 0 losses, an outstanding boxer with great hand speed and movement. Fans can expect a great and entertaining show from Omari. Moving on to the first main event, we will have Hector Machito Camacho Jr., son of the late legendary boxing icon Hector Macho Camacho, who will do battle in a 10-round bout with an opponent yet to be determined. It is my honor and privilege to announce in the second main event the return of the American Dream, Ronald Johnson, who will also face an opponent that's yet to be determined as well. In the remaining 3 bouts, we will be showcasing 3 local boxers from the Orlando market. At this time, we'd like to bring up and hear from some of the main components of this event, starting with the co-promoter, Ralph Faulkner of My Inner Circle Incorp. Please join me in giving him a hand as he makes his way to the microphone.
First of all, how's everybody doing tonight? Well, it's been a long time coming. We've been working on this for a while. I'd like to thank the whole Libertarian Party, the restaurant, and everybody else for having us tonight. I'm not going to stand up here all night and say this and say that. All I'm saying is, Ron, you ready? Okay, we're going to take over, baby. It's going to be a good year. All right.
Thanks, Ralph. Next, we'd like to hear from Brett Pojunis, the chairman of the Libertarian Party of the state of Nevada. Please join me in giving him a round of applause as he makes his way to the podium.
Oh yeah, it's boxing time! Guys, this is awesome. We've been waiting for this for so long. Ronnie and I have been friends for a number of years now. We've been talking about how do we get the Libertarian Party involved with boxing? How do we take the fact that he's the only Libertarian boxer and make something good from that? Well, it's taken a long time, brother, but we're here now. So listen, we have our national convention in Orlando, Florida, Memorial Day weekend. That Friday night of our convention, we're going to have American Fight Night. It's going to be awesome. With Ron out there making his comeback to the ring, we got Camacho Jr. This is going to be a night to remember. We're so excited about it. Give everyone a round of applause. So now, as the only Libertarian boxer, what we need to do is make sure that everybody knows about it. And I want you guys all to be a participant at the National Convention in Orlando with the Libertarian Party. So with that said, Ron, knock him out, brother.
Thanks, Brett. Next, with great pleasure, it's my honor to also bring up the sponsor of this press announcement this evening, Gigi Ullman of LeroyNeiman.com. Please join me in giving her a hand as she makes her way to the microphone.
I decided to take this home tonight as Ron Johnson's because it matches my outfit. Sorry, Ron. This is a pimple on my ass compared to what Ron's gonna get this year. He's gonna be the worldwide what? I've been telling him. He's going to be the worldwide lightweight, right? Light heavyweight. I'm just getting in this boxing. I'm not going to fake. Lightweight champion of the world. This year, yay! And I'm putting my money where my mouth is. Here's the scoop. I'm an expert at art. I've been in the art business since 1980. 15 years at Caesar's Palace. I was 19 years old. I moved here from Portland, Oregon. Nice. Portland, Oregon. Mom and dad, brothers, we all moved here to retire. Dad couldn't retire. Mom couldn't retire. And I went to UNLV. And then I walked into Caesar's and I said, I'm the best salesperson in the world. I was only 19, and I worked for Gucci, the designer. And they said, from 1 to 10, how much are you? And I said, I'm a 20. And they said, you're hired. So little did I know, this is funny, little did I know that all these boxers would come into Gucci because Gucci shoes they stretched, and they were soft leather, and they were size 14 and 15 and 16 and 13, you know. And who came in? Muhammad Ali and his group, and Don King, and everybody, and Larry Holmes, and everybody came through Gucci. Well, they would come in, and I was a little girl, and I was 19, and I'd say, oh my God, they're so old, and Don King is so ugly, and what's wrong with his hair, and and I was a little baby, you know, 19 years old. And at the same time, Leroy Neiman would come through, and he started dating my girlfriend in Gucci, and she said, you have to come see these big panels on the sports side. And you have to come to the party. And I said, ooh, I hate his mustache. And ooh, what does he do? And why do you like him? And yuck. And I said, I don't want to go, you know. And so what I did is I worked for Gucci, and I was their top salesperson. And the art gallery guy came over, and he said, come work for the art gallery. And I said, no, that old man over there makes no money. He sits over there, and he sells like those paintings. And the guy says, well, he sells Chagall and Picasso and Rembrandt and all. And I said, I don't know who that is, because back in Portland, I never had an art class. Well, little did I know that those Chagalls were $350,000, and the Moreaus were $250,000, and the Rembrandts were $65,000, you know, and the Dollies were whatever, you know, $250,000, the originals, right? So I went and worked for the art gallery. Well, I didn't make a sale for 6 months. And I used to go out with my clients, and I would complain. And after 6 months, I finally made my first sale, and I was sold. And from then, I started selling all the art. If I go to Carmel, I know all the art. If I go to New York, I know all the art. Well, guess what? Everybody wants to buy two artists, Leroy Neiman or Andy Warhol. Why? Because those two artists make the most amount of money. So if you buy an original Leroy Neiman, and if you look at my old websites, I've got like 50 or 80 artists, and that's what they sell everywhere. But I decided I'm just going to do Leroy Neiman and Andy Warhol, because that's what the auction houses sell. So that's what I got into. Well, Leroy Neiman sells boxing art. Who does he sell? He sold Madison Square Gardens because he was addicted to boxing. He was just so addicted. He did Frazier Foreman, Ali Athlete of the Century. He did Tyson. I sold Tyson. And I sold the Tyson original. Roberto Duran, which I was going to bring tonight, but didn't come in. I was going to have an original Roberto Duran here, which I'm going to bring to the next event. I have a Murray Goodman, and I didn't know anything about boxing until, ironically, I called for Jay in California because I've been stalked, and I said, Jay, come from California, and he said, why don't you get into boxing? And I said, you know what, I kind of liked it when I was young. So anyway, this is how I got into boxing. And so I've only been into boxing, to be honest, 2 months. So guess what? You'll see a lot of me now. And I love this event, and thank you for inviting me, and thank you for letting me sponsor you, and God bless you, and I love you all. Thank you.
That's Gigi. She's amazing. I am not only the American Dream Presents site coordinator, but I am her bodyguard. And I'm proud of that. The neat thing, it's only in America that you can have a Ron Johnson, the American Dream, and it's only in America that you can have a Gigi Oman and LeroyNeimanGallery.com. And somehow, only in America can we put the two together with the Libertarian Party of the state of Nevada and collaborate and have an event that is absolutely going to be amazing and terrific. We bring politicians, we not only bring politicians, but we bring politicians, boxing, art, money, all together. The fans, you gotta love it. That's how we do it, only in America. Now, without any further ado, the next guy coming to the stage is part of the Dream Camp. He is the 2003 inductee to the Boxing Hall of Fame. He is a 3-division world boxing champion himself. He is one of the main trainers for the Dream Camp. Without no further ado, it's my honor and privilege to bring up Mike, the Body Snatcher McCollum.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It's a pleasure to be here today. I'm very happy to be here today because something's going to happen. We're going to shook up the world. Ron John's going to shook up the world. A lot of people don't know Ron like I know Ron. I was fighting back in the days, and he was fighting too. And I always admire him. And I said to him, you know, Ron, if you don't take this thing serious, you're going to be a bad boy, because you're a bad boy. And now he's really getting it together, and I'm very happy that he's doing so, and a lot of people around him, and he's going to do wonderful. I'm helping him train, and he's doing well, and he's going to be fantastic. So look out for Ron. He's going to be all right. Thank you.
Thank you. We're getting to the best part of our announcement tonight, but before I bring up the American Dream himself, Muhammad Ali once said, you can be the world's best garbage man, you can be the world's best supermodel. It doesn't matter what you do as long as you're the best. And to be the best, you have to surround yourself with the best. And as site coordinator for American Dream Presents, that's exactly what I've done. I've assembled the best business people in Las Vegas with the best political party in Nevada and probably the nation, and I collaborated and put them all together for my best friend, Ron Johnson, the American Dream. So without any further ado, the time has come where to bring up the American Dream, Ron Johnson. But before I do, he is from Las Vegas, Nevada, by way of Cleveland, Ohio. He is the former WBF light heavyweight champion. He is the former IBA light heavyweight champion. And he is the former WBC light heavyweight champion of the world. With great honor and my privilege, the American Dream, Ronald Johnson. Woo!
All right. Well, I just want to say, first and foremost, I want to thank God, and also, I want to thank everyone for being here. It's truly an exciting time. I haven't been this happy, honestly, in a long time. It's been some years. I feel like my life was in a blah, but it's I'm getting I'm more mature now. I'm not as young as I was. I know what I want out of life. I've took different routes, different obstacles. I've made money, not had money, but at the end of the day, my passion never changed, and that's boxing. At the end of the day, that's what I love to do. Like one of my closest friends, in the back, we were shooting pool, me and Mr. Ron Bailey, and we had this conversation. And I told him from that day on, this is my passion, and this is what I want to do. Nothing feels greater than looking at another man bow down to me in the ring. And there's nothing he can do about it. You know, so it's sad. You know, I don't want to sound too vicious, but hey, I'm addicted to it. I'm sorry. You know, it's I love walking out the tunnel, hearing people chant my name. I'm not a sore loser, but I've never been really much of a team player, basketball, football. I played those sports, but I hate losing because of what somebody else do wrong. And boxing is me and you, so I can't complain, can't point a finger at nobody else. You know, so that's one of my main reasons why I love the game. And I'm just happy and honored to be here. I thank everyone. It's been a rough few years, man. But hey, I keep smiling, I keep train my heart out. And then May 27th in Orlando, Florida, it's going to be the return, and it's going to be like I never left. And everyone's going to love it. I'm going to regain and be on top. HBO, Showtime, everyone's going to be there waiting, and I'm going to bring Ralph Faulkner, Ron Bailey, Gigi Omen, the Libertarian Party of Nevada, and the whole Libertarian Party in the world with us. So, because everybody in the world is a Libertarian, whether you know it or not. So I just want to let you know that, you know, don't nobody like to be told what to do. You know, that's just like that. So hey, you know. So hey, you know, I'm not gonna take too much time. I feel relaxed. I feel at home. I'm just happy, and thank you all for coming out. And it's a pleasure. And see you all in May.
In closing, we invite you all out May 27th to Orlando, Florida. You can find more information at americafightnight.com. The information will be on there for the tickets and so forth. We appreciate you all coming out, and thank you, and have a great night.
Adjust these guys. Hi everybody, my name's Jay. I'm the communications director of the Libertarian Party of Nevada, and I actually thank you, Ron. You got my introduction out of the way. I always say everybody's a libertarian if you really boil it down to principles. We all believe in freedom. We all believe in individual liberties and the right to practice our lives as we choose. I've been a libertarian for a number of years now, although not really actively practicing. In case anybody hasn't noticed by my perfectly neutral accent, I'm a Kansas girl. I just moved to Las Vegas here in the past couple months, and when I came down here, I had first tried to get involved with the Libertarian Party in Kansas and was just sort of underwhelmed that there wasn't a whole lot going on. You know, I felt like it was a party that just, you know, although they were in the right place and the principles were right, it just wasn't going in the right direction. And I heard that sentiment among a lot of different people that I talked to, that they cared deeply about the kinds of principles that libertarianism stood for, but didn't feel like the party itself was moving forward in the right direction and was viable. When I came to Las Vegas, I started getting involved. I got in contact with Pojunis and learned about how the Libertarian Party was operating here in Nevada. When I went to the website, when I visited the office, when I got to know the people, I realized how polished and modern it was compared to the National Party. And it really, really impressed me. And what impressed me more was as I got involved, I realized that this has only been going on for about 2 years. Only 2 years ago, the Libertarian Party of Nevada was practically a fraction of what it is now. It was little more than a P.O. box with hardly anybody. Now we have a full-time staff, divisional directors, a full modernized image, and we've got all kinds of fantastic progress in the works. Like we have John Moore, which is the top-ranking libertarian candidate in the country right now. Fantastic. We're making making huge headway, a party that's really only been thriving for 2 years now, and we're doing fantastic. I recently learned that the National Libertarian Party, unfortunately, has seen a decline in people that are joining the party, in voters, and they've seen a decline in funding. On the other hand, the Libertarian Party of Nevada has seen over a 30% increase in registered voters. We have the top-ranking Libertarian candidate in the country, and we're taking the cake. When it comes to competition nationwide, the Libertarian Party of Nevada is the top-ranking party around. So we want to keep that ball rolling in the right direction, and I'm so proud to be able to consider myself a part of that. And with that, we want to see the Libertarian Party of the United States of America move forward in the right direction. So, that being said, it is my fantastic honor to present the next national chair of the Libertarian Party of the United States of America, Mr. Brett Pojunis.
So this boxing match, oh wait, politics, right? Guys, this has been crazy. We had our state convention today. Jamie, thank you for all the kind words. I really appreciate it. Again, as usual, I haven't had an opportunity to even think about what I'm going to say, but let me just build on some of the things that you were talking about. When I was elected chair, we had a great team that we put together, a phenomenal team. What did we have, guys? You're probably sick of hearing me say this. We had a P.O. box, we had a voicemail box, our bank account was upside down, we had to struggle to get our domain name back. It was an uphill battle. But we believed that we could do it, and we came together as a team, and slowly and surely over the last couple of years, we've built one hell of a team. We've done stuff, in my opinion, that no other state affiliate has been able to do to date. And I'm really proud of that. You guys should be proud of that. Give yourselves a big round of applause. Jamie stole everything I was going to say, but she's right. I mean, we do have a great party. Our numbers are growing. I looked at our Nation Builder account today. I think we had 235 or 225 volunteers. We didn't have a membership program before. We just introduced it a few months ago. We're already up to like 35 or 40 recurring donors. That's great. You know, we're almost at the point now where the party can almost self-fund itself. The next step for us is capital. Just like if we're going out to raise money for a company. If I asked any one of you guys in the audience, hey, I want you guys to write a check to my company. It's a tech startup. Here's what we do. You guys would demand, before you write a check, you would want to say, Brett, what's your business model? What, do you have audited financials? Do you have projections? Do you have a website? Do you have a proof of concept? If you don't have that, an investor should probably not invest in your business. In politics, why do we think it's any different? Honestly, if we can't produce value, why should we earn any donor's money? But I'll tell you what, we're at the point now, and I'm so thrilled that we can actually go out and approach donors, big donors, because now we've done a lot of stuff. In addition to what Jamie said, I think we're one of the only state parties to introduce state legislation at the state level, get it passed into law. That's a big accomplishment because at the end of the day, our job is to influence public policy into a more libertarian direction. And there's a lot of ways to do that. You can run great candidates. You can run 100 candidates. You can try and get them elected to office and they represent you in the Capitol. You could network with other political parties and you could play the political game, which we've done very, very well with. And we can find bills that people want to sponsor, our bills, and we play in, the whole political game. We're doing all of the above. And this is the first time, this 2016 election cycle, where we have some phenomenal candidates. Again, I got to introduce John Moore. John Moore, the only state legislator in the Libertarian Party. Let's give him a round of applause. We're very proud of that, and we love the fact that John had the courage to come on board with us. Again, he's the only state legislator in the entire country. Now, the real test is, can we get him reelected? I don't know, guys. Do you think we can get him reelected? So do I, and we're going to make sure that that happens. Because of the divisional structure that we put together and we've implemented, we now have the team, the tools, the resources, the methodologies to get things done. Now, the National Party, most of you guys know this. I served 2 terms on the Libertarian National Committee. And guys, I got really frustrated, because all these ideas that I had, people thought I was crazy. You want to do what? You want to do this? Brett, go try it in Nevada, and if it works, you know, maybe we'll consider it. Well, we did that. So 2 years ago, we started working in Nevada, and we've been proving all of these crazy ideas out, and they are working. And now the next step is to take this to the National Party. But we can't do it alone. I need you guys to show up at the national convention. You've got to be delegates. I know we selected our delegates today. We need more. We'll find other states that we could put you into. We want to make sure that whoever wants to participate in the political process at the national level, that you guys can do that. So please show up in Orlando. Over the next few weeks, we're going to work on putting together a great team that we feel will lead the Libertarian Party nationally into the right direction. We need to do things like marketing and branding. Our marketing and branding is awesome. We're attracting a younger demographic. No offense to the older people in this room, but that's the future of politics. We've got to be prepared for them. We have to make sure we have a good website. It's got to look great. It's got to be better than everybody else. Like Jason was saying in his speech earlier tonight, quoting Muhammad Ali, whatever you do, be the best at it. And that's what our team's been doing. I'm getting bum rush right here. If you guys want to bum rush me, that's okay. But when we get to the national level, here's what's going to happen. We're going to work on marketing. We're going to work on branding. We're going to work on fundraising. Because without the necessary capital, we can't do anything. Everything's just a pipe dream. So, what are you guys doing? You guys want to come up here? I don't know what you guys, the light, I can't see anything. So, I hope you guys vote for me. It's going to be a lot of fun. Guys, thank you so, so much for coming out. I really appreciate it. Guys, this is great. Thank you again. All right, that's probably a wrap. All the paid actors can now leave. Thank you, guys. Have some cocktails, tip your bartenders. This place is great. Have some food.
Pojunis.